That's a risk. I like this too. Oh. Hello, I'm Zaza for KQ from Muggington, and apparently it is boop boop time. Ah, yeah. So hello, I am, gonna be playing More Time Than Galaxy. Last time we managed to soft lock the game by talking to a child. Which, well, a teenager. Last time we managed to soft lock the game by talking to a teenager, which might be authentic, I don't know. You need to talk to a grown-up. And then it just hangs there forever. And I'm like, wow, I do need to talk to a grown-up, apparently. Anyway, yeah, Time the Galaxy. We're gonna time that galaxy. The galaxy, the last news story is in captivity, the galaxy is at peace. Anyway, clean my mouse pad. I managed to get crumbs on my mouse pad somehow. I don't know how. I've not had anything on that side of the desk in, like, months. Who knows? I don't think I actually saw what my objective is going to be tonight. So we will learn together. We are approaching the end of the game. I can't say we'll finish it tonight. But it's definitely going to be within the week, I think. Which means, you know, tomorrow, because we're on Thursday. I think it's almost certainly going to be by Tuesday, at the latest. We can't stretch this out too much further. I gotta be honest, there's a lot of achievements popping up that I'm like, why? But... and not just like, why did I get that achievement? Why is that an achievement? And most of the achievements seem to just be like, talk to people a lot, which... okay, but you also have to go down particular conversational routes? I don't know. It's like an achievement Plinko machine. You happen to bounce off the right peg, you get it. If you don't, oh well. You go down the slot. A lot of slots to go down. And we will be picking up in about 30 seconds, starting now. So that's 30 seconds you have to do whatever you need to do or want to do. Which means we're not going to hear much more of this exciting shoot-'em-up track. Falcom's like one and only shoot-'em-up, as far as I know. Alright, let's shut that off. Let's move over here. get you folks down here to hang out with my ears. And we will, Twitch doesn't want to load chat. Interesting. You have been how are you talking to me? You have been silenced. I'm sorry. It is the latest rumblings of the horrific police state that we live in. My Twitch chat is now censored. Failed to load module, but apparently it's not chat. Maybe it's the, like, the little thing that keeps track of cheers and, clips and shit? Maybe it's that module? I don't know. Hopefully it's nothing important. Failed to load module squirrel.exe. Let's see what's going on. There's a decommissioned dodecaperiscope somewhere in the ceiling. Oh, cool. Failed to load module. Oh, no. This game is called Don't Touch the Obelisk. The key is to not touch the obelisk. I want to touch the obelisk. I don't know, I just think it would be very enriching to touch the obelisk. I'm not talking to you, water cooler bot. When I play Don't Touch the Obelisk, I play Don't Touch the Obelisk to lose. The key is where you put the obelisk. Oh. Ooh, that's true. No matter how hard I try, whenever I visit home, my bags come back filthy. No, I don't think that is the goal. Dust everywhere. Terrible, horrible dust. Stop packing so much dust. I don't! I would never! It just somehow finds me. Or more accurately, my bags. Try as I might, it always gets in. I had to visit the family on Humania, my father's birthday. I don't mind going home. Every so often, for a short visit, very short. It's not my family, we get along fine. But I have allergies, lots of allergies. Much more suited to the cold vacuum of outer space than the surface of a planet known for sentient pollen. It hunts you down, it does. Oh, God. I think my sinuses closed off just reading that sentence. Huh. How was the birthday? It was nice, indoors by my request. I'm the only allergenic one in my family. They do their best to accommodate. Lovely of them as always, but I'm always happier to come back here. After all, home is where you can breathe a sigh of relief using your full lung capacity to do so. Now I'm acutely aware of my breathing. Oh, hey. How's it going? Good job with the Robos thing last cycle. I knew you could handle it. What are you working on? Oh, it's a cool story, actually. You remember the cat show you covered? I remember you being very smug about it. I wasn't smug. No way. Maybe slightly. Blythe. But only because I had to cover that nightmarish shoe exhibit first. You wouldn't understand. Humanians are so weird about shoes. Yar straightens up. Anyway, one of the cats, Leslie, they modified their whole body again and entered into robot fights. I'm covering their triumphant victory at the Interog Minor Smackfest. Oh, hey! Leslie decided to stop being a cat. Not as prestigious as the all-log Graham slapdown, of course. Still impressive. Wonder what Leslie will do next. Feels like it could be anything, huh? Join the Orb League or become an art installation? Guess that's something special about Robos. The infinite void's the limit. I don't want the infinite void. Has anybody ever changed this bucket? Because it's getting full. How about the reactions? First new message is titled, Still No Pridocracy Coverage. My son's band Pridocracy put out an amazing album. The End of Zeal Prime is a collection of 12 powerful political anthems designed to shake the system out of complacency, while helping you to shake it on the dance floor. Yet there are still no reviews, cycles after the release party you also skipped. You're falling behind the times and Galaxy. Do we even review music? I think we have somebody on staff that reviews something. Opera? Arts recaps. You should offer less theater reviews and more theater recaps. I'm talking full plots, blow-by-blow rundowns, not just reviews where half of it is some writer's dumb opinion. I don't like to go to the theater, but I do want to know what's happening in there. Don't they have Wikipedia in this universe? Like, just read the plot on Wikipedia like a normal person. Nobody in here really wants to talk. Hi, Reporter Bot. Close this goddamn cupboard again. Sigh. Orb season is almost over. I always get so sentimental about it. The definitive ending of it all, the winners, the upsets, the end of a chapter for all those teams. Worst of all, though, is the wait for next season. I always get so bored in that gap. How long is the gap? The gap is about 90 cycles. Which is 90 cycles too long. I try to focus on other work during that time, but my mind always wanders back. We could that. I've noticed that there's been a big drop-off in the proofreading. The later you get in the game. Like, the first half of the game was really polished. Second half of the game has been kind of rough. And I guess they don't expect anybody to reach the second part of the game. But still rough. Really, I'd love that. I promise not to talk about orb predictions too much. We can talk about whatever you're into. I want to know, and whatever it is. If there's seasons tickets, we'll get some. Flirting is really paying off for me. I'm getting all kinds of free shit. What's up? Richard, what is this column? Journalism. And this is why we should ban public transportation? It's a think piece about banning public transportation. We're not running this. We'll see about that, Ursula. She said we're not running it. I'll go write something else. Something even more controversial. You see what I have to deal with. Here's what I have today. The Silly Cube got recalled. And a parallel universe has been discovered, but I think the Silly Cube is more pressing. We were on that story when it broke. We have to follow it all the way down until it flames out. I knew that Silly Cube was a bad idea. Toys shouldn't bend the laws of physics. Yeah, they should. Let alone break them. Hi, Richard. Time for another fashion tips column. My readers demand it. You know how do I make our drab blue and purple work clothes? Our work clothes are blue and purple? I thought they were white and pink. Looks so good. That's a trick question. You don't really pull it off. How rude! I offer you a gift, and you spit it back in my face. Looks like you'll have to read about my fashion secrets alongside everyone else. And then you'll be stuck chasing the trend. Now, speaking of pulling it off, Ursop seems to be singing to himself. Thy sacred name is given, points you towards which you're driven. Hello there, Reporter Bot. Perhaps you recognize the tune from famed Verge morality play, Pryto to Joy? It's a fucking terrible pun. A play to which I happen to have tickets tonight. What is Pryto to Joy? Have you been rebooting under a rock? Pryto is one of the galaxy's most elegant song cycles, featuring such classics as Oh, the Captain Won, My, the Captain Won. To hear it sung live is to be transported. Sounds nifty. You know, I've never had anyone with whom to share my 12D box seats. Would you care to join me? You know what? Yeah, I could see dating Ursop. We'd get theater tickets to go alongside our sports tickets from dating Billy. Ursop is blushing. Yes, I suppose it is. I must say I'm rather glad. Was looking forward to this evening before. Sharing it with you, that really will be a pleasure. Oh, and the dress code for Robos is gleaming. But that shouldn't be a problem for you. Yeah, I do really like the AUG build, as such. Like, I think they're cool looking. And I'm perfectly happy to date one. Or, you know, everyone on the ship. Hey, Coffee Bot. How's it hanging? I used to come up here to think. Now I relish even a moment of not thinking. Like organic beings, we Robos only have so much memory. Didn't any AUGs Ursula? Quite poetic when you think about it. Oh no, I thought about something. Actually, that makes me wonder if AUG ladies only have 2 arms. I don't know if I've seen Ursula, like, have an extra set. Question for you, Reporter Bot. You enjoying this internship of yours? I am definitely learning. That's good. Learning is key. You don't have to love every second of something for it to be worthwhile. You gotta ride the ups and learn to navigate the downs. Because there's gonna be so many of them. So many downs, that is. Just the way it is. Try to see them all as a learning experience, okay? It'll make you the best sort of robo you can be. Actually, now I'm curious. I don't actually think we know what gender the mechanic is. I'm not sure we've ever actually gotten their pronouns. Oil cake. Oil cake. Outer space tastes divine. You must try it for yourself. This loam is delicious. Compliments to Foodbot. The glitter pit this cycle is sandier than usual. Best loam I ever had was back when I was just a nameless grub on Pryto. Yeah, it's always better when you're young. Really searching for my sense of self. And on this particular day, also looking for a snack. Okay, I'm leaving. Goodbye. Ham salad with asbestos chunks. Humanian fruit plate includes dirt fruit and seedless seed fruits. Seedless seed fruits. I guess that's like seedless watermelon. Light frozen crisp, sand shake with crumbled rock topping. Seedless seed fruits. Seedless grapes? Maybe? I don't know. Oh, hey. Oh, reporter bot. I can't tell you how good it feels to be back in my own body. After the mess of last cycle, I can just stretch my arms. Not to mention, since one of the shuttle bots was in my body, they already fielded all the calls complaining about Gravity's stories. Any good updates on the legal dramas? No! I'm woefully behind since things have been so slammed. First, Gravity's disastrous cycle on the assignment desk, and then the robo mix-up. I've barely had time to watch a mini-sode of Law in Orbit. Receptionist bot sighs. Anyway, we should both get back to work. Lots to catch up on after the disaster that was last cycle. Yeah, I've got a recall story to handle. First, though, the friendliest person on the ship. Reporter bot. My bully is bullying me again. They're being meaner than the meanest they've ever been. I ran over here to get away from them. I will go stop them. We have to be quiet. They're here in the room with us. Wait, is it me? No! You've been so kind with me. And also conversational to me as well. My bully is myself. I am my own bully. I don't know why it is that this happens to me, but sometimes I'm so mean to myself. Like I'm angry in my own head. At my own head. I get mad at my head too. My head's pretty big. There's a lot of room for anger in there. It happens when I make a mistake. Or even sometimes when I'm doing things very well. I don't want to report on myself. I do not think that would help. I don't know what to do. Would it help if I bullied you instead? No! One bully is enough for me to be having to deal with. Second bully would be overwhelming and also too many bullies. And again, I would get to report you, which I can't do to myself. And then maybe getting rid of one of two bullies would make me strong enough to defeat the one inside me. Yes! Oh. But then you would be out of your job. Thank you, reporter bot, but I cannot allow that to happen to you. Sorry that is happening to you. You're speaking with them now, Okay. I didn't pick talking to your bully, but I got that dialogue response anyway. They're in here somewhere. They hide until they want to say something distinct and mean to me. Then they disappear again. A very unfair predicament. Speaking with them now, because... Oh, shh. Orin! Orin, honey! Shit. We're soft-locked again. Orin's bullying me. What did the updates do to... Have there been any updates? Okay, well, I guess that means we reset. Never happened to your playthrough. Well, you got very lucky. And I did not get lucky because showing the bugs in a video game is my magical power. Patched in severe emotional distress. Oh no. Times and galaxy, you get soft locked in space. Okay, we're just not gonna talk to Orin. What hurts? Oh, it's just you. Managed to unscramble the crew, did you? I'll admit, I'm a little bit impressed. Thanks for believing in me. Wouldn't go that far, kid. I was doubting you for sure, but you got it done in the end. Which is more than can be said for lots of the bozos you encounter in this line of work. Tell me about the bozos. I can't do that. It would be terribly unprofessional. As a Metabot, I never disclose details of my patients' lives. Or their bozo status. Now get out of here, you nosy little bot. Also, technically, oh, mechanic is a him. Okay. I was thinking, like, maybe this is a picture of a female log, but no, it's the mechanic. And the mechanic is a guy. Vivica is talking to the mechanic. Well, okay. Fine. Okay. You know where to find me if you change your mind. The mechanic slopped it away. Cool guy, eh? A2? He's not cool. I'm trying to get him to join Douche. But boy howdy is he ever digging in his claws. Last update to this game was 10.4.24. Yeah, I vaguely remember reading, like, there wouldn't be too many updates because, like, the dev is depressed or something. Which I can understand. He's been on board for eons. Way past the probationary and apprenticeship periods. You know he pays the fines not to join every year? Granted, those fines do include a certain amount of community service. Help a Janderbot take out the trash. Come to think of it, he probably likes that. Ugh. Why do you think he doesn't want to? Well, I shouldn't be spreading rumors. But I love rumors. And rumor has it that back on Ogg, the mechanic was a member of the notorious Husker Gang. The Augur faction who refused to work in the robo factories, choosing instead a life of crime and lawlessness. They're an extremely anarchic and deregulated group, opposed to everything a union represents. She stares into the middle distance. But imagine taming some of that wild energy. Seem kind of fixated on the mechanic. What? No. The mechanic is a completely intolerable, insufferable, lewd, strong, chiseled, mysterious, and incredibly strapping augur. You know, I feel kind of loopy, sweaty, hot, bothered. Is the air quality different in here? I'll have to get Douche to look into it. Okay. I'm not gonna stand between you two. Because I think I would get crushed when the mechanic fucks you into a crater. Let's talk to Shuttlebot X. Oh, hey. Barry seems happy to be back to being an arm. Want some oil? Of course you do. I mean, I just filtered it fresh. Sure. You accept the mug of oil Shuttlebot X offers you and take a sip. It's smooth with just a hint of grit. And the lightest tar aftertaste, so decadent. Good, right? How'd you perfect your recipe? That's my most closely guarded secret. Just kidding. I pulled all the robos on the scanner, and anyone who's ever visited. Eventually, through all the feedback, I created the perfect oil. Pretty genius, right? You focus grouped it? Absolutely, you're amazing. I don't know if I go that far, but thank you. You're pretty great yourself. I am pretty great myself. I'm pretty fucking fantastic. I've never attempted to focus group like a menu before, but... Alright, let's go out. Good thing these shuttles fly on autopilot. You don't have your license because you've only been alive for 13 cycles. Cube toy destroy boy. Alright, here we are in a room. Where I got stuck on the door briefly. That was alarming. Would you like to leave? No. Some leftover printouts from the last announcements. Asbestos, popular food additive on Og, but could it pose a danger to humans?
What I'm trying to say is maybe you ought to save.
Silicon blades on Warren Gidget, not liable in armed robbery case. That's actually a good idea. Let's save. There's a hushed silence as the first speaker walks up to the mic. For some reason, they make a throat-clearing noise. Despite not having a throat. Thank you for gathering. I am Zankel Morpham, the Solar Government Minister for Product Safety. Toys. They are a source of fun and learning for the youth of today. This is why it is with a very heavy heart, metaphorically speaking, that I have determined the product Silly Cube 2 from the Lunar Fun Company to be unfit for sale. Our investigations have found the Silly Cube to pose several safety concerns to consumers, especially human children. Ankle shuffles through their notes and clears their throat again. I have a quote here from one of our investigating scientists. It just exploded. Beryl is in the back having a fit. You said this is for children. Expletive redacted. Ankle pauses somberly. Strong words from my colleague in the testing department. As of now, the Silly Cube should be pulled from shelves, and consumers are urged to remove it from their homes. More information on how to remove it safely will be available through our hotline. And now we'll have a word from Lunar Fun representatives. Ankle yields the podium to the Lunar Fun execs. Greetings. I am Hapbert Fun Jr. No, you're not. You're fucking Miles Edgeworth. What the fuck are you doing here, Edgeworth? Go back to your own game. Enjoy the attempt to literally phone in that... I thank you. It's hard to read like someone who isn't experienced in reading. Sometimes. When my father founded the Lunar Fun Company, he did so with a goal in mind. To see the delightful smiles of children. And so I come before you today to apologize deeply. I had been assured the problems with the Silly Cube were fixed, and would never knowingly release a substandard product. My deepest apologies, especially to those children whose smiles were soured by the inferior quality of our toy. Although my father would have called this character building. And indeed. Thank you for those inspiring words, Mr. Fun Jr. Once again, Lunar Fun is very sorry. We're working to regain your trust. Thank you all for your time. We'll now take questions. I appreciate the hustle on getting... I appreciate the hustle on getting that guy off the fucking stage. Like, I could tell he was about to launch into something. God knows what. Oh, you found a Portobello seed. Portobello is famous across Dork for its fleshy exterior. It doesn't have a fleshy interior. That's a new one. And blood red chlorophyll. It is a photosynthetic organism, just particularly bleedy one. I'm walking behind the signs. A display Silly Cube, too. This one is unexploded. For now. Might not be a good idea to stand so close to it. Alright. Let's talk to the consumer safety rep. Which I can't do from back here. Which I can't do from here either. I hope my announcement wasn't too dry. No, everyone loved it, apparently. Sounded like someone inadvertently copy-pasted the Silly Cube 2 final draft. 2. It's so hard to inject fun into matter this serious as public safety. But I want everyone to have a good time and enjoy themselves, while still taking into account the gravity of the situation, of course. Our toys are called Austin. Not often, no, but on occasion. A few years ago, Letum released an intergalactic chip speedster kit, which required assembly, as so many toys do. And an integral joint got mislabeled, well, you can imagine. When all those excited little children set their little ships on course, they would merely catapult across the room. Required many an medical extraction from the goo of apparent zeal, I'll tell you that much. I'm sorry, I'm enjoying the phrase, like, medical extraction. The ship or the child? Which got catapult? Hopefully the, ship. Although, if you need a medical extraction from your parent, that they have procedures for that. Serious business. And wouldn't you know, one little boy on Humania was sent every missing joint. He was having a great time with his joints-only intergalactic speedster set. This boy, this lad built a caterpillar. A millipede. Ah, the innocence of children. But our most often regaled toy is the Tamagotchi. Just because pets eat them. Has a Lunar Fun product ever been recalled before? Lunar Fun? There were some concerns raised about the original Silly Cube, but we found it to be within the bounds of safety. Ah, but some time back I believe their My Little Notary set had unreasonably sharp pens. Which is not what I read that as originally, and I had to really mentally course correct. So we did have to recall that. This was before my time as minister, though, and nothing as serious as exploding. Although I do think pen sharpness is no joking matter. How do you test the safety of the products? Fantastic question! The product safety testing team is a close-knit bunch. What's that Humanian saying? Our bond is similar to that of a family, or something like that. Anyway, our team rigorously tests consumer products to assure they will have no unintended effects, such as exploding, liquefying, the production of unintended shrink rays, beam effects, and so on. Unintended shrink... Okay, so intentional shrink rays are cool. A little overexcited about the intentional shrink rays, are we? We will also sometimes rate products based on their aesthetic features. But this is, of course, just for our own amusement. We've also recently welcomed a new member to the team, Clarence. His telekinetic powers have made product testing even safer. Which is fantastic. I've always said, product safety starts with safety at product safety testing. Although I have been told this saying is somewhat confusing. The Scream Gotcha is what it is. Yeah, I love the Scream Gotcha. We gotta play more games with elaborate screaming. Or I need to, like, get, like, the noise they make in GoldenEye when you shoot a guy in the crotch in there. Has Clarence been getting along well with the team? Oh yes, Clarence has been a great addition to the team. He's a very talkative guy, which is what I really like about him. He and I can just chat about product safety for hours. Much like you, he's had some very insightful questions. This has been just invigorating. All this talk of product safety really gets my goo humming. It was simply effervescent talking to you. And the best of luck with your story. Well, we learned nothing about anything, but we did learn about Clarence. And now we have Clarence. Alright, I want to check out... Who are you? You're with the news, right? Were you harmed by the silly cube too? Yes, actually. Well, my daughter. Crunch. She's turning 9 this year. Well below the age they introduced pyrotechnics in school. But the silly cube too, with its exploding chlorpus or whatever it is, got her all excited about fire. Now she and her friends are all about explosions and making their own knives. Awesome. Wonder if the right-wing conspiracy not doing consumer service is really the best product. At least he's got a hobby now. Like, at least he's got something to talk about that isn't how, like, fucking society needs to be more insular or whatever the fuck his thing was. Much too young for pyrotechnics. Exactly. You can quote me on this. Elena Voidspotter condemns the Lunar Fund Company for their irresponsibility. I'm trying to raise Crunch to be a modern augur. To show her there's more to life than trash heaps and setting things on fire. Other parents may be fine letting their kids play Hot Rocks and the like, but I'm not. Isn't Hot Rocks a classic childhood game? Maybe in the past. I certainly won't allow my child to play such a boorish game. You clearly don't understand the pressures of modern parenting. Are you going to quote me or not? To clarify, no one was hurt. Not technically, no. But real damage has been done. Now I have to deal with Crunch asking me for explosive materials every day. And irritating questions about demolitions. I'm sure her friend's parents are as frustrated as I am. Now, are you going to quote me on this or not? Shouldn't Crunch get to pursue her interests? Enough! That's preposterous. Crunch is far too young to know what's good for her. Good day to you. Yeah. That's not a thing that I want to exactly quote her on. Wait, this is Clarence, isn't it? Hey there! Saw you talking to my good pal Zankel. I'm also on the product safety team. Do you have any questions? What's your professional opinion of the silly cube? Yes, of course. Professionally speaking, as a member of the product safety team, I would say the silly cube 2 is quite unsafe. I mean, Zankel already covered it, I think, and I'm inclined to agree. Toys should not catch fire unless clearly indicated. They certainly shouldn't explode. I think we can all agree on that. Talk to Zankel if you didn't already. They're an expert in the field. Not to mention a delight to talk with. You know what? He did fine. Telekinesis. Yeah. That's telekinesis, Kyle. Can I have a sandwich? I can't have a sandwich. Hey, I know you. You're that loser bot who interviewed me at the launch. Have you gotten any less boring? Do the other janitor bots think you're cool now? Do they? Yeah? Of course. They saw me with the silly cube and thought I was totally lunarific. JB seems quite dejected. Can I get a quote for Time of the Galaxy? Yeah? Cool janitor bot exposes company of space wads. Maybe JB coolest janitor bot ever. We got the inside scoop with this radical robo. Or this. Awesome party janitor bot throws epic raves. So you'd say the cube is not fun. Yeah. And even before the exploding thing, it wasn't fun. And it didn't command the kind of attention I was hoping for. Those Lunar Fund guys should quit the business, in my opinion. Although they could do demolitions, maybe. Seriously, rock the whole mall, that thing. The oil machine in the break room was obliterated. The spills were kind of fun to clean, though. Hey, thanks for talking to me. Oh, and make sure you put down I'm not a regular janitor bot. I'm a fun-loving one. I know how to party. Put that down. You notice we did not get an update there. We are not putting that down in the paper. We're not putting down in the paper that he was cool. He was not cool. Hello! Year of the Time in the Galaxy. I very much admired your publication. The piece on the Silly Cube 2 was quite well written. I am Brimpo, the precocious one. Pleased to meet you. Are you from Tomboy Magazine? Or Toy Boy Magazine? You've heard of Toy Boy Magazine? Brimpo chortles in delight. That's amazing! Have you perhaps met my friend and colleague, Gubbo Gubbington? Yeah, I met Gubbo. That's fantastic. I wonder why you didn't mention meeting a fellow journalist. Oh well. Between you and me, Gubbo can be a bit of a closed circuit. Did you ever get to play with the Silly Cube too? I didn't. Sadly, the copy Gubbo bought for the office exploded. That's actually why I'm here today. Gubbo couldn't write the follow-up because of his burns. Oh, is he okay? He is supposed to make a full recovery, which is great news. Everyone in the office was incredibly concerned.
I'm not sure poisoning the local flora was one of my mission objectives.
Don't write down in the paper that JB was owned by the Silly Cube and cried for 3 hours. Write down that JB is shredded and fucks disco balls 80 hours a day. I think I'm just not going to mention JB at all. Our editor-in-chief even frowned slightly when she heard the news, which for her is a wild expression of grief. Who could have guessed the Silly Cube was so dangerous? That's the most tragic part. Gubbo did say he didn't remember the stupid Silly Cube had some problems, but we were both confident they would be fixed. And I know, at least for my part, I was very excited to try all the wacky functions. Jarping the Parpter, the diverse texture packs, and of course bopping it. No, I'm sorry, a boy like you shouldn't be bopping it. Not at your age. I do almost wish I'd gotten a try. Well, I wouldn't want to be exploded on, obviously. Brimpo sighs dejectedly. Thank you for talking to me anyways. So nice to meet a fellow journalist. They fixed the parts that didn't catch on fire and made them catch on fire. Alright. Please, God. I want him to go off on a horrid rant about, like, how children should be exploded or something. Seto Kaiba, don't let me down. I don't see why I have to stick around here with the rabble, though. It's important to answer questions and appear engaged, sir. Oh, here's one. Did you have something to say? What is Lunar Fun doing to make up for this oversight? We have refunded the toys and issued a formal apology. What else is there? I'm already here having to put up with stupid questions from hacks like you. What Mr. Fun is trying to say, of course, is that... Brimpo the precocious one here for Toy Boy Magazine. Mr. Fun, Mr. Gorms, would you say that Lunar Fun hates children? And indeed, would you agree with the fiasco with the Silly Cube 2 as part of an anti-child agenda at your company? Brimpo asking the real questions. Hold on, fellow reporter, I'm mid-interview. Brimpo seems to notice you for the first time, despite the fact that you were here before him. Oh, my apologies! I guess I got so swept up in the thrill of reporting and neglected to notice you were mid-interview. I'll let you finish. Please, the floor is yours. Very magnanimous of him, though he did interrupt in the first place. Well, that was... bracing, certainly. What did you want to ask? Do you have a message to distraught parents? A message to parents? I got a message. You should be happy we entertained those little hellions. Though some of them got a little singe, you know what that is? Character building. When I was a kid, my father used to throw me in the moat just because he thought it was funny. These parents are much too precious about things like their children's limbs. What Mr. Fun, of course, means by this... What I meant is what I've said. And I tell you this, when we put the next Silly Cube out, you bet they'll be clamoring for it. No child can resist the insatiable promise of a cube that is silly. Now get out of my way. Mr. Fun waves a hand to dismiss you after that rousing manifesto. Today is the day for Brimpo! Okay. Oh my god, we have got to fucking... -3 reputation, -3 readership. Boy reporter injured by cube. Lunar Fund CEO Hapford Fund Jr. seemed unconcerned with the damage wrought by his company's faulty product. They are an anti-child. They have an anti-child agenda. I don't care if it's used up my reputation. I can make up for it elsewhere. Give me Kaiba. No, I can't quote him on the fucking moat thing. Damn it. Alright, I'll quote Elena Voidspotter. Injured boy expected to make full recovery. Alright. Yeah, I think this is the article. The article's kind of all over the place, but that's fine. Readership's up thanks to stories like this. Our reputation's going back up too. Like, it's not like full up mega ball, but we're still 3 stars. Really hard not to get 3 stars on everything, you know? Internship cycle 14. We are close to the end. You know, I am mostly about the hot takes. And we started off being all about, like, the interest, and now it's our lowest. And the hot Takis are delicious. You know what isn't delicious? The Wendy's hot Taki, like, meal thing is severely underperforming. I wanted food that tasted like it had been rolled in citric acid. And instead it was edible to human beings. And I think that's a mistake. A game of Hungry Hungry Aggos. Watch out, they're so hungry. Hey, Billy. Hey, Reporter Bot. Muncho madness is over. The black bracket has played itself out. And we have a winner. Plonk, the mysterious zeal, has outlasted all other Muncho players. May they rest in peace. What, did he eat them? That means the winner of this year's ship-wide bracket is... nobody! You and I were the only ones to fill out a bracket. And I really thought Hungry Hungry Pete was going all the way. Oh well. There's always next year's bracket. Sorry. I try not to complain, but it's been hard to be the only sports enthusiast around here. I know everybody has their own thing, and that's cool. But sports is so communal, even on the sidelines. It's meant to be enjoyed in groups. So I guess I'm saying thanks so much for doing the bracket. It means so much to me. It's been nice to have someone else join in, too. Nobody ever has before. You know what? I'll do it again next season, too. Thanks. When I'm feeling down about it, I try to think of that famous quote by Dunkor, the particularly athletic one. Him. Every season's a new one. So true, right? I better start making my game plan for finding more sports fans. Okay, goodbye, water cooler bot. Don't talk to me. And sometimes good times are just times that are good. Stop covering Dangerous Cube. First you lavished so much unwarranted attention on launch of this silly cube, and now you reveal it explodes? Should have figured that out in the first story. Stop giving the massive toy company free press. Quimp Blurney. Well, Blimp Quirny. Maybe you should start your own newspaper. And then we will cover you. And we'll write about how much you suck. The story is through the portal, you coward. Parallel universes, eh? The chance of a lifetime which you wasted by interviewing a bunch of the same guy. A real journalist would have ventured through the portal and interviewed themselves. Oh shit, was that an option? Wow, that would have been great. Oh well. Hey, Reporter Bot. Hey. Parallel universes were still trapped in one room. Ah, oh well. Sometimes I guess you gotta run against a wall really hard if you want to get out of a parallel universe. Ah, intern. We must tell you something. We must tell someone, and you happen to be here. We remembered the worst day of our lives. The day they tried to separate us. Who are they? Our former boss. Of a former job. Fine for a time. Made terrible in one moment of consequence. We'd fallen down a flight of stairs. Sleepy and careless. Walking and knitting again. An errant yarn caught around our knee and pulled taut. We tumbled. Knocked unconscious. Our jaw cracked. A dangerous predicament. When we came to, we were in separate beds of water. Medical water beds, for zeal. I was so alone, Twin. Twin, I'd never felt so lonely. Why were you walking and knitting? Because we can. Usually. One error, one time. And people think you're incapable. But the opposite. We'd simply been up too late. Reading our romances and knitting our knits. We've learned our lessons. It's woven into our minds. Skillfully as our knits. That day we made a mistake. But separating us was a far worse one. Our old boss told them it was fine to separate us. Fool. Those medical professionals were just doing their job. Best they could. The information they had. But the information was flawed. We never went back to that job. Though they begged and pleaded. Without us, the Central Station Museum and Interpretive Center has fallen into disarray. Such is their fate. For we are here now, together, and happy. The lesson, in turn, is of vital importance. Never get between a twin and their twin. Sounds to me like the lesson is never knit and walk, but whatever. Ah, Reporter Bot. And a lovely time at Pyro to Joy with you. Apologies again if it was a nuisance. Me mouthing all the words to the songs. When that Thermomoon starts its haunt... Theramune? Like a theremin, okay. Starts its haunting dirge. It's hard not to sing along. I read it as like Theraflu. Like Theraflu Moon. I had a great time too. Oh, what's this? I was coming over here to check a detail. Whether I'd used a particular image of Theo Prime deep in calculation. Another story. But I've come across this. My award-winning piece, One Nation Underground, about the organization of the self-governing Dirt Dwellers. A long-form piece where I really got to showcase my great gift for profound prose and abundant alliteration. congratulations. It was nothing, really. I best be going. Thank you again for last night. Oh, you found what you came here for? Oh, no need. You know, I realize I don't think we have run that image. And if we have, what's the harm in running it again? That award, though, takes me back. He does this sometimes. Pretty often, actually. Yeah, he's gotta stop and reflect on himself. Hey, Toon. Hey, Reporter Bot, great timing. I'm overthinking a review I'm writing. Can you tell me if this line makes sense? Ultimately, while performed with impressive brio from the cast, in particular a whirlwind performance from Zenda the well-rehearsed one, this latest staging of General Quest failed to deliver a full understanding of the layered complexities of its source material. End of sentence. Thoughts? Seems fine to me. Really? I thought it was a bit busy, to be honest. But that sounds good to me because it means I'm done. And really, Arwen will cut it down if they think it's too much. They're good for that. And I'm bad for giving them labyrinth-like sentences. But sometimes the idea just flows, you know? And it keeps flowing for a good long while. That's just how my mind works. Do you not feel in control of your writing? I mean, that's the job, right? The editing process is a safety net, but you don't want to rely on it. You should make it as easy on your editor as possible. Poor R1 has enough on their plate, always. I mean, a good run-on sentence is fine. Shut the fuck up, Richard. I only just noticed he didn't try to say anything. Hey, photography bot. What's up, intern name file missing? You still being boring as always? I'm hardly working. Whoa. I thought you were more of a square. Like that Shuttlebot X. Never takes a cycle off, or the other intern. Bar Lauren, or whatever it was. Maybe you're not as bland as I thought. I'll have to revise your ranking in my boring nobodies list. Okay. Ultimately, I really don't care whether the camera acknowledges me or not. Hey, Reporter Bot. Just taking a break. Sometimes I get too steamed up at my desk, and I have to rip my shirt open. I feel a lot of tension in the newsroom. Ursula loves saying I don't play well with others. Why do you think that is? Well, getting to voice your discontent isn't always permitted. So I try to do it when I can. In fact, I like to think that talking about my frustrations is an important public discourse. But the truth is I do like it here, like it enough anyway. Much better than my old paper. I used to be a war correspondent for the Praeto Post. A lot of wars back then. Verge were disagreeable. It's better now. It helped we stop giving out names like the Conquering One, the Shockingly Cruel One, the War-Inciting One. Looking back, I guess those names made it a bit predictable. But there are problems with how it all got covered, too. Lots of propaganda, the papers weren't immune. Yeah, the papers are not immune to propaganda. They were part of it. You didn't want to cover a story a certain way, the editors would find someone who would. And force you to cover trivial stories instead. Intern stuff. No offense. You ever cover a cat show? Not quite, but things like it. I wrote lots of weather stories. Because I refused to write lies. Now, here, I get to write what I want. And sometimes there's arguments or pushbacks or retractions. Maybe Ursula will finally fire me one cycle. Still nicer than the alternative. I try to remind myself of that when I get upset. You know, I'm glad you don't write lies. Thanks, Reporter Bot. I feel the same. This place ain't perfect. Maybe I won't be here forever. But at least I don't feel dirty when I do my job. I admit it does feel important to either stick to the facts or, like, find somebody expressing an opinion that you can quote them on. So that it's not you saying the shit. Which was the second time I broke my thumb in a game of Orb. Hardly even felt it, to be honest. Yeah, the second one never hurts as bad. It's more like a painful memory. Exactly. Used to play Orb, Becca. Sure did. I was Tri-Planet Intramural Champion 3 times running. I watched you play. Nobody dunk slammed like you did. And nobody has sense either. I was a high school star, a shoo-in for the big league. One bad tackle dive later and a new career was in order. ReporterBot, you may be able to replace any old broken part, but fixing up flesh usually comes at a cost. Even after I healed, I couldn't pivot like before. Maybe that's why I became a pilot. If I can't move my body like I want, I can make this ship eek and deek like the wind. Eek, deek, eek, deek, eek, deek. Gives the same feeling, really. Did you ever play Ed? Oh, they weren't in sports. It was a long time ago, not worth getting into. Very worth getting into. Ed was a hand model. Keep your voice down. Don't need that following me around. Oh, don't be modest, you were good. Those hands sold brands. I did have the softest hands on Humania. I was walking and staring on one day, as I often did. Didn't see the rock I tripped over. What is with you people and falling over? Fucking, like, configure a gyroscope. Or the rock I jammed my hand on when falling. Or the rock that was on top of that rock, which fell on my hand right after. 2 breaks, 1 finger, end of a career. And the beginning of a new one. It's true. I got behind the lens instead of in front of it. Look at me now. I'd rather forget the hand stuff, to be honest. You keep your portfolio? No. Liar, I've seen it. Sprockets, don't you have an assignment to go do? Get out of here. Don't trip shame, just don't have legs. Look, in levitation it's not difficult. You just flap your wings around. What's on the menu today? Chili and toasty climate comfort food. Charred, well-burnt rubber. The onion rings, crunchy, and granule granola, very crunchy. Okay. What's good, Foodbot? Hey, honey. Wanted to ask you something. You've been zipping around the system a fair bit now. What do you like best about the job? I like talking to people. That's a great answer. You know, that's one of the things I love most about working here. Maybe I don't see as many new folks, but I love getting the chance to chit-chat. Yeah, everyone's stories are going. I do hope you'll be sticking around, ReporterBot, because I'd miss you if you didn't come brighten up my cafeteria now and again. Foodbot blows you a little kiss. You feel wonderfully appreciated. Little kiss back. Oh, you're so sweet. How about some of the onion rings? They're extra bright this cycle. What is within you? Surely not a soul. It must be something much worse. Okay, I'm leaving now. Telling me I don't have a soul. My souls have little paw prints on them. I just realized that we forgot to pet Puff Piece. And I would feel upset if we didn't go pet Puff Piece. A kind kiss came in. Okay. Now that is slightly insulting. Bestolid Sleeping Gulai. Okay. Ah, hello, Reporter Bot. I'm just settling in. This newsroom seems nice. Nicer than I'm used to. Why'd you want to switch papers? Working at the Dorp Dealer was... how should I put this? Less about journalism, and more about turning heads, if you get my drift. Are they hiring? Oh, always. If your morals can sink low enough to match their own. The more sensational, the better. Felt like there was a scandal quota sometimes. You turn in a solid, factual story, the editorial process would insert an anonymous quote or two. Suddenly your article was more about highlighting a salacious rumor than anything you actually reported on. Integrity be damned. I spoke up a few times. But the editor, Garflax the slanderous one. Well, it's right there in the name, isn't it? He sure earns it. Anyway, happy to be here. Looking forward to seeing how different this newsroom is. Yeah, I was never much for the little ice cars. Let me put it this, I wanted to be a Bang Shishigami man. And I wasn't good enough. So what's my first assignment? Hold on, we still need to get you set up on our system. Oh, hey, Reporter Bot. We just talked. I believe you already know why I run the Listening One. They decided to join our team. The Dorp Dealer is not in a good place. Readership there is way down, thanks in large part to your sensational writing here, Reporter Bot. The other cycle, I even overheard the editor-in-chief joking about torpedoing you guys to oblivion. Do we have a point defense system? Because I don't think we're ready for ship-to-ship combat. Funny, right? Very funny. I'm gonna leave you two to it. Excited to work together, Reporter Bot. I was hoping they'd pitch something, to be honest. I don't know what to tell you this cycle. I have some dusty assignments you passed on before. Maybe one of these will work out? How's my performance? My reputation? Good, I think. Readership? Readership's good. You liking my work? You've mostly written sensational content. At this rate, the Dorp Dealer is going to go out of business. Curious about anything? Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. We want to cover the weather or the Og restaurant? I kind of want to cover the Og restaurant. We'll get to go look at some Ogs. That's a spicy meatball. Or whatever it is Augers eat. My people don't really do food. Something we have in common, I guess. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think, I just want to go check out some Ogs. Welcome to the... Oh, it's just you. Thanks, Reception Bot. I feel appreciated. Ridiculous! Just ridiculous. I've never worked on a ship so ramshackle in all my cycles. What's the problem? The coffee machine in here is broken. No matter what button you press, it only spits out oil. And the oil barely tastes like coffee at all this cycle. You prefer drinking coffee? Prefer the strong word. Do I enjoy savoring a cup of coffee? Of course I do. I'm a thinking being, after all. But of course I drink oil like any other robo. Medbot sighs heavily. Of course you wouldn't understand. A robo fresh off the line like you. You can't appreciate the subtle flavors of coffee. Well, they have terribly basic tasting protocols anyway. Sad, really. Okay, so, you know, I'm a basic bitch now. That's good to know. I could go get you some. That would be helpful, I suppose. If you're going to, hurry up about it, and get yourself some oil while you do. A cup of oil a day makes robos say yay. It's an Og saying you should get you onto your long-term data storage. Now go do something useful. Sick of looking at you. Why am I helping Medbot when Medbot's such a dick? Medbot will be so pleased, probably. They will start being nice and not grumpy. No. 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 Coffee? Wow. Didn't think you'd actually bring any. You're shockingly useful, intern bot. Yeah. Oh, hey, reporter bot. The mechanic seems unusually dejected this cycle. You okay? Not really. I've just been ruminating on my misspent youth. But it's sort of a long story. I don't know if you want to hear it. Tell me your tale. No one on the scanner knows this about me. Back when Augur was a bit wayward. I joined the Shivers at a very young age. Crime with a plan. It sounded so enticing, you have to understand. I wanted someone to plan my future out for me. It's so easy always being told what to steal and when. One night my brothers took me to bust out some show. A musical theater production, the opening of some new play. Seemed like business as usual, honestly. The Shivers hate musical theater, I'm sure you know. I couldn't have known. The show was arranged by one of our own brothers. And that brother was none other than Ursop Underglass. Does Ursop know you did this? We had never met before that night. When my brothers and I showed up and started trashing the set, Ursop fled. And I quit the Shivers after that night. Doing that to our own brother, it was wrong. I joined the Huskers to do crime on my own time instead. And then I branched into death cycle repair. That's how I got all these scars. It was honest, enjoyable work. I found my niche in repairing small crafts like these shuttles. It was only long after, when I came to the scanner, I recognized Ursop from the poster for his ruined show. I've been too ashamed to bring it up to him. That's my sordid past. Man, I think you ought to bring this up to Ursop. It's terrible. I know this, reporter bot, and I regret it deeply. It's too late now to make amends. Thank you for listening to me, at least. Means a lot, really. Hey, janitor bot. What's up? No, I'm not going to... Oh, it's just you. Sorry, I don't mean just you. I just mean... Sorry. Who were you expecting? I thought you were janitor bot. Come to complain at me again. Janitor bot's like right over there. Sometimes the shuttle bots will stash stuff in here. Just little bits of junk that I want the mechanic getting a hold of. I don't really mind it that much. The janitor bot hates it. Keep trying to get me to pick a side. I'm on nobody's side. I just want to do my work in peace. Why not just pick a side? Oh, even with a few cycles under your belt, you're still making rookie mistakes. Angering Janitor Bot is a recipe for disaster. But I can't betray the Shuttlebots Guild. It's just an impossible situation. Maybe you can kick them both out. I suppose that might work. But they're both so insistent I weigh in. Ah, crap, I hate being in the middle of fights. I wish everyone would leave me alone. It's Barry! Barry seems slightly agitated, perhaps annoyed. Barry, cheer up. Whoops. You have angered Barry. Better get out of here. Oh well. Yeah, not everybody is, like, a cheer-up kind of person. That happens sometimes. Let's go get food. Or let's go look at food. Is space really so dark, or is everything else just so light? Really makes you think, don't it? Dangerous spikes, delicious bites, bite back. The host flags you down as soon as you enter. Hey, yeah! I'm Mika, your host. Table for two? Oh, hold on. Are you press 2? 2? Yeah, some human guy from the dealer is here. Total weirdo. You can grab one of those empty booths if you like. Take a seat at the bar. Or just wander around. We like customers to feel at home here. Can we speak to the chef? I guess so. It'd be gels. They're in the kitchen right now, making concoctions. Try one! They're actually pretty good. And come chat with me if there's anything I can do to improve your dining experience. Here at Dangerous Spike, we don't treat anyone like family. Anything you'd recommend? Oh, well, my favorite is the bone pie for certain. Got that just perfect crunch, the right ratio of crust to bone, you know? That's for less adventurous diners. You really ought to ask Gels, because they come up with some crazy dishes. Can you date Mika? I wouldn't try to date anybody who's currently on staff. Like, come back later for that. Alright, I guess let's start with the chef and work our way across. Ooh, a table. This dish is basically gone. Looks like it may have been the torch tumbleweed tartare. It's impossible to say if it was consumed by the customers of the fire. A half-eaten needle crab bowl. Seems this wasn't as popular a dish. Maybe the diner just got full. These nuts and bolts nachos haven't been touched. Too many nuts? Maybe not enough bolts? Man, nobody likes nuts and bolts. It's a great game. Looks like the bone pie was a hit. It's supposed to be a dish with lots of crunch. So I've noticed that all clues discovered, like, never vanishes. And doesn't change color or anything. Hello, greeting. Have you tried the food? I was talking to your colleague. Foodbot. What an interesting robo. Aw, Foodbot doesn't get out much. Cooking for a ship sounds like fun, although keeping the menu fresh would be a challenge. I'm lucky I get new customers all the time. They try my food for the first time. Serving the same people over and over would be tough. It does sound rewarding, though. How'd you start working here? Great question. I've been fascinated by food since I was barely a few liters. Colors, the texture, the shapes. I was a loaf of bread in my school shapes contest. I was raised by a cup of coffee. Admittedly, learning to cook took some time to wrap my goo around.
Brothers, how did you find me?
It's a global network, brother. You just need the password.
It is a global network. You have a favorite dish? The torch tumbleweed tartare, I'd say. It has an oil spill reduction, and I handpick the tumbleweeds every morning. So fun to put together. People seem to enjoy it. That's what matters the most to me. Seeing people enjoy the food. As long as it makes someone happy, I'll always keep cooking. Who is Dangerous Spike, by the way? Ah, Dangerous Spike. He's a bit elusive. I've only met him on a few occasions. Mika knows him better. He's very cool. Gels pauses if lost in thought. Very, very cool. Alright. Keep talking. Hey, you find everything okay? Need anything? Who is Dangerous Spike? Dangerous Spike used to be a bot rodeo champ. Oh, you might not know bot rodeo since you're such a new robo. It's kind of an old sport. A whole team gets together to make the most unrideable robo bull, and then challengers try to ride it. Dangerous Spike was a legend. Until the accident. Was he injured at the bot rodeo? No, that's what's crazy! See, he and the owner, Bashed and Trasher, they both got trained by Dangerous Bev. She was a mentor, and they were bitter rivals. It all came down to a final round. The engineers thought they had an unbeatable bull for sure. And sure enough, it took down Bastion. But Spike, he held on, and made history as an undefeated champ. They didn't speak to each other for ages after that. But then Spike got his arm torn off in a death cycle accident. Really tragic stuff. Anyway, seems like they made up, because Bastion opened this place and named it after Spike. I think Dangerous Bev brought them back together one last time, you know? Ugh, it's really touching to think about. Now she's mounted up on the wall. She always wanted to be stuffed and displayed in a diner after she died. Is that an option? That's really tempting. I want to be stood in front of a McDonald's or something when I die. I have a warning. This could happen to you. So nice she got her wish. What is a death cycle? Oh, great question. It's like a motorcycle covered in knives. Which you wouldn't even think would be that dangerous, right? But he actually accidentally drove it into a ravine. So sad. But don't let me talk your bolts off. Get out there and try the food. Goop! Hey, that's just like the goop back home. You need oil or something? Are you enjoying your meal? Do you enjoy working here? It's a job. I mean, I don't hate it. Did you need something? What would you rather be doing? Rocco really seems to ponder the question. Good point. Guess I'd pick working here over any other job. I've been working in diners for ages. Before that I was just a kid, you know. I used to just steal copper pipe and stuff. Regular kid things. The job's okay. Obviously the customers are annoying and you get sick of the food. Sometimes it feels fun. She kind of like working with Gels and Mika. They're both so peppy all the time, but don't tell either of them I said that. If it gets any peppier around here, I'm gonna fucking lose it. I know that's not what he said, but like... it was what was implied. And yeah, this here is the head. Customers! Oh, this trash is just garbage. Utter garbage. You're so right. What did you order? We got the needle crab bowl. With iron filings, of course. And a side of skewered heap rat. And it's trash, really. Absolutely. You're not enjoying it? Oh no, we love it. Whatever gave you that impression? Real home-cooked trash. Like my gruncle used to make. Your gruncle Stan? I will admit, I was expecting the food to be a bit fancier. Aw, same. We heard about the chef from Central and thought they'd be cooking up strange goos. Lamps and beams and whatnot. But this is good old classic Og dishes. I'd be disappointed if it didn't taste so good. Nice talking to you, dear. We better get done with our meal, though. Getting late. Wow, that's Alexei Moonstar. What, in the bucket? Oh, this guy. Hey, I know that uniform. You're with the TNG. Alexei Moonstar, the Dorp dealer's infamous food critic. He huffs, he seems upset. At least you can probably eat the food without endangering your life. You can't eat the food? The menu is not particularly human-safe. The chef here is Zeal, so everything they know about organic cooking they learned here. Doesn't exactly inspire confidence. Even have a Muncho burger? All this because I coughed during the staff meeting. It was dry! I should be at the new mud bar on Humania right now. But instead I'm here. Having snipe worm tacos. I had to talk the chef into leaving out the enriched uranium. Do you like working at the dealer? The dealer? Well, it's a living. My editor was here, I'd be in trouble for not trying the Muncho burger. Alexi sighs. Word of advice, kid, don't let them start pushing you around. Once it starts, it's like quicksand. It just gets harder and harder to get out. Try the torch tumbleweed or whatever it is. It's probably amazing. Well, shit, that was unexpectedly... Like, the Dorp dealer is just some guys, you know? The inscription reads, best boots at Bot Rodeo, adored at a dangerous spike. Alright, Veal chef cooks og dishes. Not every day. Yeah, random bit of information that'll help. As long as it makes people happy, I'll always keep cooking, yeah. Yeah, dangerous spike was nowhere to be found. Okay. And... let's ease it back a little bit. Alright. We'll file this story. I always get, like... I don't know. Now we're back in the human-alien intro. Yeah. Actually, this one was perfectly balanced. Nope. There it goes. I mistook it. It's fine. Internship cycle 15. Yeah, 410, perfectly balanced. What's up? Careful, intern, don't rock my tank. I've sprained my entire body. The slightest motion causes unbearable agony. It's simply unbearable. I'm not enough of a dick to shake him up. That sounds awful. Oh, it is! Taking such heroic efforts to keep up conversation right now. I was practicing my old shapes routine. Nothing I haven't done countless times before. But this time I tripped and bashed myself against the side of my tank. While holding a strenuous shape. A triple helix, if you must know. How'd you trip? At the most difficult moment of the move? When my focus needed to be absolute? That horrible puff piece ran right past me. I twisted to avoid their mindless trajectory. And look at me now. If that glop pup could be tried in court, I'd take it for everything it's worth. Instead, I will take several cycles off with no compensation, while the menace continues to run free. Do me a favor, intern. Hold all my calls. And pass along well wishes the rest of the ship are assuredly hard at work on. I made it through that conversation without shaking him like a leaf. I'm so brave and noble. And also cool. Looks like someone got the star in Cosmo's Celestial Dream Date. The literal star. The star is intensely hot. Lucky. Hey, Puff Piece. Next time you try to kill that guy, you make it work, okay? Good dog. Good, good. Sprockets! I was just, scolding Buffbeef for making a mess again. Alright, so I got a soft spot for little goo ball. Don't tell anyone, okay? Buffbeef gurgles happily. I mean, so does everyone else on the crew except for that other guy. We are on cycle 15 of 17. I think what I'm gonna do is stop a little bit early, and we'll finish this out completely tomorrow, regardless of how long it takes. And, yeah, I have been stopping kind of early lately. Like, more often than usual. But there's that whole being sick thing. My throat is still not at 100%. And I'd rather rest my throat than strain it at all. So I think we're done here for now. Is anyone online I would like to raid? Not right now. So I am just gonna say goodnight for the moment. As always, I will see y'all tomorrow. We'll wrap this up. I will pull a new game, and hopefully on the weekend we'll get back to the Future. Back to the Future. The future. It is the future, and everything must be destroyed. Anyway. Good night for now, folks.